Good afternoon. Welcome to GrainTV. My name's Cody Bills. This is Logan Burgess. Today is Friday, March 16th for the weekly wrap-up. Logan, why don't you go through the overall changes this week? I know we had grains popping.
Grains were popping like Orville Redenbacher this week, Cody. Take a look here at the weekly price changes. Front month leading the charge. Front month corn up 29, front month soybeans up 37 and a quarter, Chicago wheat up 29 and a quarter. Really in contrast to the new crop contracts here, especially with respect to corn. Front month corn up 29. That December contract only picking up around 15 cents here this week.
Yeah, so, all right, I was looking at the news wires. I didn't see a whole lot of, game-changing news come out this week. Why did we pop this week?
Well, Cody, it seems like there wasn't a lot of news out this week. Export sales remain strong, largely driven by continuing logistical issues getting grain out of South America to market, specifically from the Chinese. That's been bringing a lot of grain sales that would be going to South America at this time during their harvest. That's been bringing them into the U.S. market, and it seems supportive of the market in general. I think on Wednesday also we saw another big piece of news come out. AgroConsult actually pegged Brazilian soybean production at 67.1 million metric tons. That's well lower than where Informa is looking at it. That's well lower than where the USDA said in their February WASDE report. So it really sets the stage here for a further downgrade, in the WASDEs to come here, and it really seemed like it was supportive of the market here in general. I know that kind of wraps up what we saw in the futures market here. If for producers out there right now, they need to keep their eye on the prize. March 30th is a big day to keep their eyes on. Planning intention report. We got a lot of cash market data here at Grain Hedge, Cody. I know you looked at that a little bit earlier today. Take us through what you found. You found some interesting things.
Yeah. Well, what we looked at is actually the revenue potential for corn compared to the revenue potential for planting soybeans. And what we did is we took the county average across the U.S., each individual county average yield. We multiplied that by the average cash price that we saw for new crop corn and new crop soybeans. We compared the two, and what we saw is, we compared 2012 to 2011. What we saw was that corn not profitability, but revenue has declined by $31 per acre, while soybeans, on average across the U.S., has declined only $12. Now, the implications of that is that soybeans has gotten more competitive relative to corn compared to last year. And I guess what I'm questioning now is we had Informa numbers come out. They were saying that around 3.6 million acres was going to be added to corn and no acres was going to be added to soybeans. I guess I'm looking at this and saying, well, if soybeans is slightly more competitive than it was last year, why no acres? So I'm looking at this acreage report as a possibility for soybeans to surprise here.
Okay, so when they're talking about 95.5 million acres, no new acres going to soybeans. Is that a widespread trend that you're seeing here? It looks like from the map this may be a little bit localized here, specifically in areas of Iowa and northern Illinois. Can you take us through kind of what we're looking at here?
Yeah, there are definite regional variations in our findings, and if you take a look at the map, what this map is showing you is the relative increase in soybean revenue compared to corn revenue. So in the western part of the Corn Belt, you're seeing corn continues to be very competitive. However, there's areas like southeastern Iowa and northern Illinois where soybeans have improved over $35 an acre relative to corn revenue. I guess what I'm saying here is that if we get switches in this kind of core, high-yielding part of the country, maybe we really have to question the trend line yield that they have out for corn.
Yeah, that really is interesting. I guess, there is a lot of segmentation in this market right now. If you're a producer out there and you're watching GrainTV and you're thinking, we're totally off our rockers here, hit us up, graintv@gmail.com. Tell us what you're seeing on the ground in your local market there. I think kind of the big story here, March 30th is the day to keep your eye on. At GrainTV is where you can find us on Twitter. We'll be tweeting as other private analysts come out as we approach that March 30th report here. I think that wraps up our broadcast here for Friday afternoon on GrainTV. Thanks a lot for joining us and have a great weekend.
Same.